Just so you know, today what I was going to do was actually go through the functionality of the site-specific plan. So, you know, if you are here, if you're curious about the waiver application, the application is actually going to be out tomorrow, and that's going to be sent out to the school leadership. We also have some kind of outstanding guidelines right now with the substitutes and transportation. That's hopefully going to be finalized tomorrow, if not early next week. We'll get that out to you guys as well. And then just as a reminder, yesterday, Dr. Willis and Dr. Santora, our public health officers here in Marin, they presented on the updates to the new 30 guidelines and the updates to the site-specific plan as well. So what I'm going to do really quickly is just kind of share my screen. And I can kind of show you where all of that is located. Yeah, I'll show you. What I'm going to do is actually show you exactly how to download the template. We made it in 3 different versions now. So this is our website. I put the link in there if you want to follow along as well. Let's see here. So this link right here is the recorded session to Dr. Willis and Dr. Santora's presentation yesterday. If you weren't able to watch it, I would definitely go back and watch the whole thing. It's really, really informative. They go through a little bit about the waiver process as well. So just so you know, with the waiver process, the site-specific plan is actually supposed to be attached to the waiver if you guys are planning. Are you guys planning on applying for a waiver? There we go. Hi. You're on twice for some reason. I don't know why. Do you have 2 computers? Okay. Oh, it's not connecting to your audio quite yet. It still says connecting. Okay, there you go. Maybe. Hello, Michelle.
Hello, who's that?
Hi, this is Melina. I'm with the Rethinking Schools Task Force here at MCOE.
Hi, I'm joining for Dr. Berman, the superintendent.
Oh, perfect. Okay, great. So basically what we're doing right now is I'm just showing the website, and on our front page, we have the recorded session that we had with Dr. Willis and Dr. Santora, our public health officers, yesterday. And they went over the updates to the new 30 guidelines and the updated site-specific plan, as well as kind of some insight into what the waiver process is going to look like. Just so you know, Michelle, as well, just quickly, the application for the waiver is going to come out tomorrow, and that'll be sent out to the school leadership.
Great.
Okay, so can you both see my screen?
Yeah, am I the only one on? Oh, no.
No, we've got one more.
I guess my question with the waiver is, when is the earliest? I heard that there was some discussion about the earliest possible date to submit a waiver.
Well, the application will actually be out tomorrow. So if you have everything ready and you can fill it out and have your site-specific plan ready, then you can submit it as soon as the application comes out.
Okay, but the soonest in-person learning would be what date?
Oh, the 8th. The 8th.
Thank you.
We can't do in-person before that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, not a problem. Okay, so here, this is the front page of our website, the Rethinking Schools website. And we have the recorded session here with Dr. Willis and Dr. Santora. And then, so the site-specific plan, the one that before it was updated, we got a lot of kind of feedback that it was really hard to use. So we have 3 different versions now that are so hopefully one of the versions will be accessible to everybody. So what I'm gonna do is right here, you can see we have instructions for download and use. So I'm gonna open this up and kind of show you here for the fillable form. So we've got an Adobe fillable form, which is the same form that we had before, but because it is a little amended, the boxes are a lot easier to put your information into and all of that kind of stuff. So this is just shows you how to download it to your computer, because a lot of times what people would do is try to open it in a Word type version in Google Docs, and all of the formatting would get all over the place. So the best thing that you want to do is follow these instructions, and you actually click on download. So it goes straight to your computer, and then you can save it, with your school name and all that stuff, and then use it on your computer like that. We also have a Word document version, and the links are right here, as well as on that front page of the website. And it's very similar to the Adobe version, where you download it to your computer and you kind of save as. So it lives on your computer rather than in the Google Drive. We've made a third version, which I will go to in a moment, and we can actually go through the new template. We actually have a version that's in Google Drive, and it's a document called Sheets. And this will be really good for task force that might want to, maybe each one is working on a different section. So it's a live document that you can continue to work on with multiple people. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight to that document.
Great. Yeah, I was going to say that's what my question is under. I've actually just downloaded it and started working in it, and I've been having some trouble in filling the boxes in. So it'd be great to go over the Google template together. Thank you.
Yeah, not a problem. Okay, so here you go, Google Docs.
Can I just, I'm sorry, this is Michelle. I just wanted to know a quick question. Is there a specific timeline that the SSSPP, I understand it's needed for the waiver, but what is the timeline just in general?
Well, yeah, it's definitely, you need to attach it for the waiver, but really it's kind of a planning tool, and they want you to have it in place definitely before students are on campus. But I mean, if your full staff is coming back and teachers are doing distance learning from the classroom, you should probably have that in place before that happens. So I think as long as you're kind of working on all of these things and setting up the trainings and making sure that everybody's trained, setting up the cleaning schedules and all of that stuff, as long as everything's kind of in motion, it's just a really good kind of way to think about kind of getting started.
Okay.
But it should be, pretty much close to done before people are on campus.
Okay, because we were able to
students.
use the Word template and it worked great for us.
Oh, great. Wonderful. That's awesome. And just so you know, too, in a lot of these boxes, it's not in a lot of room, because you guys probably have huge amounts of protocols and new information that you want to get in there. So if you're not able to fill in each little box with all of your information, you can definitely have like a Word document or something like that, where you can attach to the back for any kind of continuation of protocols or just any kind of, emergency information that you want to get down there. So we'll start here. One thing I want to point out at the very beginning is definitely establishing that task force. It's really important to have all sorts of different types of stakeholders kind of help support the development of these plans, like labor, classified employees, parents, teachers, obviously, administrators, your paras. A student voice is always really good too. So that's kind of the first step that you would take to getting going with your site-specific plan. The next thing that you would want to do is do a school site walkthrough, which I'm sure you guys have already done before. Just going through each of the classrooms and the office spaces and the outdoor areas, and just kind of seeing where the problem areas might be, like too much clutter in a classroom, or maybe some kind of porous materials like a couch or something like that that might not be the best to be in the classroom during our unique COVID times right now. So the rest of this is pretty much the same as the original site-specific plan that we had. We did add a couple of things to the information page here. One thing is the school type. This is actually something that is called out also on the waiver application, so we decided to add this here as well to the site-specific plan. Another thing is to add all of your task force members. So all of those stakeholders that I mentioned before, make sure that we have those names and their position in this box here. The next step is the public health liaison. Before we had a single contact, but now public health would like to have 2 contacts. We have primary and secondary person, and we are going to have training for those people We haven't set the date quite yet, but we'll have a training with public health so we can talk about exposure protocols and contact and all of that kind of stuff should there be an exposure or a positive case in your school. And then just sign off here, principal or administrator. Now, the difference between the new SSSPP and the old one is that you are only really going to be speaking to the 30 guidelines. So I'm just going to scroll all the way down here. And you guys probably saw on the old one, there were all sorts of boxes about cleaning schedules, training, kind of like finicky boxes everywhere. So we took all of those out. And instead what we did is we added a box with details for each of the 30 guidelines. Now, if you are applying for a waiver, Dr. Willis has said that he's really going to be looking for detail in these boxes. He's not going to be, it's not kind of like, yes, we've trained everybody. Yes, we have protocols, but more like, this is what we're going to do. These are our protocols. This is what's in place. This is who we've contacted. This is who knows the information. So the more detail that you can get in there, the better, especially for the waiver process. If you're not applying for a waiver, it's just good to have all those protocols set in place and viewable for the public as well, for parents and any other kind of stakeholders. So that's pretty much the.
Can I jump in with a really quick question?
Yeah, for sure.
So I have downloaded this document under the Google form. So mine looks very similar to this. This is sort of a logistics question.
Yeah, for sure.
Actually, not logistics, but sort of a tech question. When I'm actually filling in the boxes, it's very different than the fill exactly. It comes up as a drawing. And so when I'm typing words, maybe you can, edit text.
Yeah, so if you go right click on the box.
Okay.
Oops. And there's an edit text right there. You just click on that and then the cursor will come up. So you can see here.
Right, and so I type in there.
Yeah, and you can go in and format this however you want, just like you would anything else. So like you can go in if you want to make it smaller, you can make it 11. Maybe you want it single spaced. You can take off, you go to custom spacing and make these all zeros. It'll make it closer together there.
Great, and then when I hit save and close, for some reason my text looks weird in the actual document. Yeah, exactly like that. Yeah, so the text comes out really large in the box and the box changes. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Okay, I'm gonna, after we're done with this, I'm gonna play around with it and then re-add the new link to that front page of the website. So if you want to check back, I will fix this and we'll make sure that it works for you guys. Okay.
Thank you. This is perfect timing. I was literally just, wrecking my brain on how to get the font smaller. So this is great timing. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
And others may be having similar questions.
Yeah, definitely. Trying to get back to that. Now I'm like, I want that to go away now.
I did find if you make the font really small in the drawing, like small is like 4, when you save and close it, it does come out sort of normal size, but it seems like there maybe is an easier way.
Yeah, I'll play with it and I will add that and just check back in like maybe 2 or 3 hours and I'll make sure that. So we do have some links in here as well in the document. We have kind of our sample staff health screening that we use here at MCOE in the office, just the questions that we ask. Let's see here. We have our sample, the protocols and communication templates that you can use for exposure, possible exposures. And then those are all the links here. So it's just more information. This links back to the PDF version right here. And then I just want to address this as well. So Marin Recovers actually developed a site-specific plan for businesses that we've kind of used to create the school ones. And they suggest that you take the entire protection plan and tape it out to your window in your office. That's a lot of pages. So what we did is we came up with kind of a little certificate of completion So what you can do is fill this out and put this on your window with the link to wherever you're gonna keep your site-specific plan on your website. So that you're not, you know, putting up 12 pages on your
Hi again,
window.
this is Michelle from Mill Valley. So currently we do have up the SSSPP that came from the Marin Recover's website. It's about 7 pages of all the procedures and protocols. We were working with Patrick McLaughlin at the time. So that's what we currently have up. And so I'm assuming we should keep that up until we have this completed.
Yeah, that would be perfect.
Okay, great.
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so that's kind of the functionality of this. I'm going to go ahead and fix this Google sharing doc so that you guys can save it and it works. And like I said, you know, if you have more information that fits in any of the boxes, you can add an additional page to the back of your site-specific plan with all of the information. A lot of people, I've seen a couple so far, and they have like just supporting documents, and they have like maybe little handbooks that they're putting together with their task force with all the protocols and that kind of stuff. So if you have something like that, by all means, it would be great to attach that to your site-specific plan because it has all the info in there. And I know you guys have all been working hard on the former one, and there's probably a lot of content and information, but I think a lot of that information can be moved into the new boxes within the 30 guidelines, since there's now a box on each one. So hopefully it won't be too much work to kind of switch it over to the new version. Do you guys have any other questions?
Thank you for this. I think we'll have more questions as we proceed. We were using the old format, so I think we'll do a little bit of editing and revising there, and then if additional questions come up, we'll certainly reach out. So thank you from Mill Valley.
Yeah, of course. And you can always use the our email address for our task force. It's rapidresponse@marinschools.org, and we'll get right back to you if you have any questions. And if there's any kind of like functionality questions with the document, you can definitely reach out to that email address as well. And we can always maybe set up like a little mini Zoom session, and I can kind of walk you through if there's some little bugs that are not getting fixed.
Okay, thank you. We appreciate the support.
Yeah, of course. We have a couple people that just joined. I just wanted to let you guys know we're just kind of going over the functionality of the updated site-specific plan. We now have, I'll click back over here. We now have 3 different versions. I'm going to tweak this Google Drive document a little bit, and that will be up in the next couple hours. But we also have a Word version and an Adobe version, as well as instructions for how to correctly download any of the 3. So hopefully one of these versions is going to work for everyone, for all of the schools as they're working on their site-specific plans. If you joined us because you were curious a little bit more about the waiver application, that application is going to be finalized and complete and sent out tomorrow to school leadership. We're also working on the substitute and transportation guidelines. So those will be hopefully finalized tomorrow, if not then next week, and we'll get those out to everyone as well. And then just another reminder, if you weren't able to be on the call from, I think it was from 9 to 11 yesterday with Dr. Willis and Dr. Santora from Public Health, this recorded session is extremely informative. They went through all the updates of the guidelines, of the 30 guidelines, the update of the site-specific plan, and then also just some information about the waiver process. I highly encourage you to go back and watch it if you weren't able to be on there yesterday. Let me see here. I'm just looking at my notes to see if there's any more. Just moving forward, we're going to be having these technical assistance workshops. We'll have one tomorrow at 10, Tuesday at 10, and then Wednesday at 10 as well. So hopefully we'll be able, I'm not sure if not tomorrow, then Tuesday we'll be able to get into a little bit more about the waiver application. I'm not sure what time that will be released tomorrow. So if it's early in the morning, we might be able to talk about it tomorrow, but if not, we'll definitely be able to talk about it on Tuesday and Wednesday. And again, this was just more about the functionality of the different applications for the document of the site-specific plan. We've got some questions here. Okay, I'm gonna write in the rapid response. Okay, and I just put in the email address for everyone. So if you have any additional questions or any kind of, tech support with any of these different documents, you can definitely reach out and we will get right back to you. Does anybody have any other questions about the document or kind of all the things that are coming up? Well, it looks like there's no more questions. So I think that we can go ahead and end now. This will be recorded, so you can always go back if you have any questions about any of the documents or how to download it or anything like that. And again, we have instructions on the front page of our Rethinking Schools website. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So thank you guys very much for joining. Again, please join us tomorrow at 10. Hopefully we'll have a little bit more information about the waiver process and we can talk about that. And we can talk about maybe some more specifics about the 30 guidelines if you're interested in that as well. So thank you very much.